Hi everyone, today we're going to cover how to solve inequalities. This is very similar to solving equations, except that you have to reverse the inequality sign whenever you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number. So let's start here. So essentially, again, we want to isolate whatever has an x associated with it. So we subtract 1 on either side. That does not change the sign of the inequality. Now, however, we're dividing by -4 on both sides, meaning we have to flip this inequality sign. So it becomes x smaller or equal to -4. Now that we've solved the problem, let's take a quick look at what an inequality actually looks like. So this is our original inequality, and what we found is that x is smaller or equal to -4. So what this looks like on a graph is it means that whatever is smaller than -4 is included in our solution set. So essentially an inequality just puts a constraint on a given equation. And by default for these linear inequalities, it puts a constraint on x. Moving on to another example, we subtract 5 from both sides, and we obtain -4 and 12 on either side, and then we divide by a negative number. We're dividing by -2. Therefore, we have to flip these signs, right? So it becomes x is smaller or equal to 2, but greater than -6. So when you have two inequalities, meaning you have an equality on either side of this expression with x, it may seem daunting at first, but it's really, as we've shown, the same procedure as when you have a single inequality. What this means now is that instead of having one constraint put on x, you're going to have two constraints put on x. So we solve this simultaneously, but you can also just look at it by looking at either side. So if we look at the left side, we have 1 is smaller or equal to 5 minus 2x, and we solve and we get x smaller or equal to 2. And then we do the same procedure on the right side and we get x is bigger only than -6. So what we see is it forms this kind of enclosed region when we have these two inequalities. It means that x is going to be between -6 excluded and 2 included. All right, moving on to this example. Here we want to get rid of the fraction. So essentially we multiply by the common denominator, which is 12. So we multiply all the terms by 12, as you can see here. Now we can simplify this. 12 divided by 2, 12 divided by 3, and 12 divided by 4. Next, we distribute that 4 over that x plus 1. And we subtract subtract 4 from both sides. And now we divide by 4. So we're dividing by a value that isn't negative, so we don't change the signs. And that's it. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'll see you in the next one where we cover solving inequalities that have absolute values within them.